Welcome to episode number 29 of the Dugout Report. I am here with the Oregon baseball reporter Ryan Harlan, uh, recapping the Corvallis regional and getting his thoughts on the super regionals and everything else. So welcome.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
So my first question is, what were your initial thoughts on the whole Corvallis regional?
A very offensive heavy regional, by far. None of those teams were very much a team to, kind of scoff at and kind of look past, especially UC Irvine too, who the Beavers had to play twice. I mean, that team can hit the long ball and also to win on the road, having 20 wins on the season. Tulane as well, with multiple players having double-digit home runs too, who the Beavers faced in the first round. Didn't get to Nicholls State, but Nicholls State put on a show in the 1 p.m. game, almost nearly making a comeback against UC Irvine in that first game, but just fell just short as Irvine walked them off. But very offensive heavy regional. It was more of Beavers were going to have to have really solid pitching performance from not only the staff but also the bullpen too.
Mhm. What is the pitching rotation for the super regionals?
If pitching rotation stays the same, it's going to be most likely. And since they got the day to start for Saturday,
Mhm.
for the regional, my guess is that it's going to still be the same kind of weekend rotation. So Aiden May starting on Friday, probably move to Saturday, most likely. Kamats moves to Sunday, and then Segura will probably take Monday if it gets to a game three in Lexington. But I probably expect them to stay the same for the most part, and probably Keljo to come out of the bullpen at some point during either Saturday or Sunday, depending on how long they stretch him for, and he probably might be available for Monday if need be.
Um, what are your thoughts on how Oregon State will regroup for the next round?
I think this team is more than capable of winning on the road, especially in a hostile environment. Um, the goal for this team has been getting to Omaha. Like that's what the team has said this entire year from the very beginning
Mhm.
to even now. That's what the goal is, and it's always and Mitch Canham said something to the effect of like, if you can't these players can visualize that moment of that dog pile in Omaha. Like that's the goal that they're working towards, and I think they're more than capable of being able to pull out a win on the road. But also at the same time, like Kentucky's a good team. They're also a very good team. So I think chances are strong. It's just more of it's just more of, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Kentucky's side of things with their offense and everything?
I didn't get a whole lot of opportunities to watch the Lexington Regional.
Hmm.
Busy covering the Corvallis Regional. But team can score runs, very offensive heavy, very similar to what the Beavers saw in Irvine and Tulane. Um, it's going to be another one of those performances where they're going to have to rely on the pitching staff and the bullpen to win them games.
Hmm. What's your prediction for the rest of um, the regional?
Headed in supers, I think it probably comes down to a game three.
Hmm.
I think it does. This team, at least for in my experience covering um, super regionals and covering the baseball team, last one I was at was here 2 years ago against Auburn, and that went to a game three. Um, they're more than capable of being in those type of spots and getting it to that point. I I don't know how that game three will go, but in
Okay.
my hope, it's Oregon State getting to Omaha. But
Hmm.
I think it goes to a game three is my prediction there. I think Oregon State will be probably one of the toughest tests that Kentucky will have this postseason.
My last question is, uh, what four teams do you think will be in Omaha?
The teams I think will be there likely would be Oregon State. I also have to pull up the super regional schedule here. But I definitely I really do think Oregon State has a shot
Hmm.
for sure. Um, I'm trying to think of the others that are in here. Sorry, it's early, it's early here, so I'm like looking ahead to next week. But let me here we go. Yeah, I got Tennessee as well too. I think Kansas State is more than capable of making it as well. And then probably I'd go Georgia.
Hmm.
Yeah, those would probably be the others that I would see go in there. But definitely Oregon State as well too. And like I said, of this team being one of the tougher lineups that Kentucky's pitching staff will face all year, 1 through 9 can hit, make you pay in any way. Like you deal with Bazana first, who likely will be the number one overall pick, if not number two.
Hmm.
And then right behind him in the two hole, you got Micah McDowell, who's been on this team for a long time now, experienced veteran. And it's a choice of, do you pitch to Bazana? Do you walk him? Do you deal with McDowell? Do you deal with Gavin Turley, who also can hit the long ball really well too? He has 5 times this season alone. So this team is more than capable of going toe to toe offensively with Kentucky. It's just, can Kentucky slow down the lineup, the hitting lineup? That's really
Yeah.
what I think that this will come down to. And then pitching for Oregon State is doing just enough,
Hmm.
just enough. So
It should be a great weekend, and hopefully Oregon State advances, and I'll have you back on to uh, preview the next round. And thanks again for taking the time to come on.
yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.